everyone, I'm Miss Braun and I'm here with Chris, one of my students in our English class, and we're going to be reviewing our book that we read this month called Things Are Different Now. And in this book we learned about video diaries, so we're going to make a video diary for our class today. So Chris, tell me, what did you think about this book? Did you like it?
It's amazing.
It was an amazing book. That's awesome. Awesome review. So in the book we met a character. What was our character's name?
Emma.
Emma. And where was Emma going?
To her grandmother's house.
Good. She was going to her grandma's house, and when she went to her grandma's house, she had a bunch of things that she needed to do. What was one of her things she needed to do? What did she need to clean?
The closet.
She needed to clean the closet in the guest room. And what did she find when she was cleaning the closet?
Box.
She found a box. And what was inside that box?
Old pictures.
It was an old pictures, and there was a what?
Dust bowl.
A diary, and in the diary, we talked about the Dust Bowl. Good job. All right, now we have Noah in here, and Noah's going to talk a little bit more about our book. So what did you think about the book?
It was amazing.
It was amazing, and we talked with Chris about Emma and how she was at her grandma's house, and she found a box in the guest room, and inside that box there was old pictures, and there was a diary. How could she tell that the pictures were old?
Black.
No, they were black and white. Good, and we don't have black and white pictures now. They're in color, unless we want to make them black and white. Correct? Good. So who did the diary belong to?
Hattie J. Oliver.
Hattie J. Oliver, and Hattie J. Oliver was Emma's great-grandmother, right? And she was young in the 1930s. That was a long time ago, right? Good. And inside that diary, she read about a thing called the Dust Bowl. It was a storm that blew a bunch of dust around, right? They were dust storms. So dust storms were very dangerous. And what did it destroy?
Farms.
It destroyed farms, and it made it really hard for people to live. And in the diary, we learned about Hattie's best friend. What was her name?
Gail.
Gail. Good. That was Hattie's best friend. And what did Gail have to do? Her and her family had to do what?
Move.
They had to move. Good job, Noah. All right, now I'm here with Hunter. And Hunter, what did you think about our book this month?
It's cool.
It was cool, good. And we were just talking with Noah and Chris about Emma, and we learned about how she was helping her grandma by cleaning her guest room, and she found a box of old pictures and a diary that belonged to her great-grandma. And we said that her great-grandma wrote about her friend Gail, and Gail and her family had to move. Why did they have to move, Hunter?
Because of the Dust Bowl.
Because of the Dust Bowl. What did the Dust Bowl do to their farm?
It destroyed it.
It destroyed the farm. But what about the farm animals? Were there any farm animals left? No. Or there plants? There were no plants. There were no farm animals because the dust storms destroyed them. So where did they move to? You remember what state they moved
California.
to? All the way to California. Did they take a plane?
No, they took a car.
They took a car because did they have planes back then that they could just go to the airport and take? No. They had to drive a car all the way to California. Was that going to be a safe drive?
No.
No, it was going to be dangerous because the cars weren't as good back then, and there were storms going on. So they had to move there because there were jobs. And there were jobs in California because of something that the president at the time came up with. What was the president's name back then?
President Roosevelt.
President Roosevelt. Awesome job. And President Roosevelt had a big plan to help everyone out. What was that plan called?
The New Deal.
The New Deal. All right, now I'm here with Jacob. And Jacob, what did you think about our book this month?
Good.
You thought it was good? Awesome. And we learned that President Roosevelt came up with a deal called the New Deal, and that would help people get jobs. Do you remember the two parts of the New Deal? Social Security Act, and that helped people with disabilities, and it helped people who couldn't work, and people who were retired, and helped them, give them money, right?
Yeah.
And it's still around today, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so people can still get help today from the Social Security Act, and that's pretty cool because it was made a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 1930s were a long time ago. Then there was the what? Remember the other part of the New Deal?
Yeah. C.
The CCC, good. And the CCC helped married or unmarried men? Good, unmarried men, and it helped them by giving them jobs, right? And do you remember what else?
Food.
Food.
Plan.
A place to stay. Good. It gave them all kinds of things, and then it actually gave money to their families to help them out.
There was no money.
Yeah, they didn't have any money. Why wasn't there a lot of money in America in the 1930s? What was going on?
Great.
Great what?
Great.
You know the answer.
Come on.
Great.
Great Depression, right?
Great passes.
Good. The Great Depression was going on. I know this is a tough one. There's a lot of stuff in this book that we read about.
Yes.
But it taught us a lot, didn't it?
Yes.
It did. All right, I'm here with Reese, and Reese is going to help us out, and he's going to tell us a little bit about theaters in the 1930s. So, Reese, theaters were way different in the 30s than they are now. Now, if you were to go to the theaters, you'd wear what you're wearing. But back in the 1930s, people took theaters very seriously, and they dressed really nicely. So, Reese, can you help us read this page?
Emma and her grandmother choose a movie. Emma wears a t-shirt and jeans to the movie. In the 1930s, women wore fancy dresses. Men wore suits. The way people dress is different now.
Good. So if we were to go to the movies right now, me and Reese are both wearing a t-shirt and jeans, but in the 30s we'd have to wear a dress, right?
Okay.
Yeah, we'd have to wear a dress.
I will.
Yeah, you would wear a tie, not a dress. That'd be goofy if you wore a dress, right? Yeah. What else do you want to tell them about?
Emma and her grandmother go to the movie theater. Emma's grandmother uses a credit card to pay for the tickets.
Credit cards.
In the 1930s, people used cash to pay for tickets. Things are different now.
Things are different now, Reese, right? So if you wanted to go to the movies right now, you might use a credit card. But back in the 1930s, they didn't have those, so they would have to pay with cash. They didn't have credit cards, they only had to use cash. Do you think it's better now that you can use a credit card to go to the movies? What do you think? Does it make it easier? Yeah, it makes it a little bit easier. And you can just dress comfortable like this. You don't have to wear a suit. Is there anything else you want to say about the book? Was it a good book, Reese? Thank you for sharing. All right, now I'm back with everyone, and we're going to talk a little bit about Chapter 6 in our book. So in Chapter 6, we find out that Emma got a text from her friend Alexa, right? And she's telling Alexa about everything that she learned about the past. So were you able to get text messages in the 1930s?
No.
What did they not have in the 1930s?
Phones.
TVs, phones, good. So they didn't have text messages. If you wanted to talk to a friend who lived far away, good, you would mail them a letter, right? And it would take a long time. If I wanted to text someone right now, if I wanted to text Mrs. Kuzmiak, it would take me 2 seconds to send her a message. But letters take a couple days. So she wants to show her friend all the old pictures that she found. So what did she decide to do? Who knows?
She FaceTimed her.
She FaceTimes her. And Jacob, what does she use to FaceTime her?
A phone.
Good. She uses her cell phone to FaceTime her. And in the video, she shows her all of the old pictures. And it showed how life was. And they were in black and white. Good. And it showed how life was in the 1930s. So then her friend Alexa came up with this great idea. What was her big idea? She told Emma she had to make a what?
A video.
A video what?
Diary.
Good. A video diary. And her grandma asked if that's safe to post a video diary online. And only if she follows the what?
Well, internet safety rules.
The internet safety rules, right? So she needs to follow the internet safety rules, which means, does she talk to strangers?
No.
No. Does she give out her name and address? No, that'd be silly, right? You don't give out your name and address to people you don't know.
Yeah.
And you don't talk to strangers online. And she controls who will see her posts and who won't see her posts. And she was very excited about her video diary. And she's wondering what life is going to be like when she's a grandma. So we learned that all things change in time. And does it change for the better usually, Reese?
Yes.
What do you think?
Yeah.
If I said, let's go to the movies right now, but you need to change it to a suit and tie, would you be happy? No. You wouldn't be happy. All right, that was our video diary. So now we just need to say bye.
Bye.
Say bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.